In this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to be eligible to use your VA benefits to purchase a home. And just like in my other videos, I'm going to give you the answers right now so you don't have to sit through the whole video just to find out. I'm Jed with Manual Mortgage, and on this channel, we educate you on everything mortgage. I give you straight answers and hang around if you want to learn more details. Here's your answer on eligibility. If you are an active duty member of the United States Armed Forces and have at least an honorable discharge, you are most likely eligible. Now, if you got the answer you needed, I won't be mad if you stop watching. Just don't forget to hit the like button. So if you want to know more and want to know this more specific details that you need to know to become more knowledgeable about VA eligibility, let's get down to business. Believe it or not, I've been asked this question many times, so I may as well answer it. Do you or did you have to be in the military to use this loan? The answer is yes. Now on with the facts so you can ask better questions. So who's eligible to use VA benefits to purchase a home? Well, the Home Loan Guarantee benefit is for active duty members or veterans that meet basic criteria for the length of time and character of service to use the home loan benefit from the VA. Now that's the definition from the Lender's Handbook, the VA Pamphlet 26/7, and there's a link below for the pamphlet that's available online for everyone. The rocket science explained. So you might be asking yourself, what the heck does all that mean? Well, these are the heroes who are active duty members. This also includes current reserve and guard members. Now, proof can actually be determined several ways: by a statement of service that's signed by a commanding officer, or by getting a LES, which is a leave and earning statement. Common terms, and for us common folks, this is a pay stub. Now, the LES will have an ETS date or an expiration of term of service. Now, this ETS date must have at least 2 years remaining from the date after the first payment is due. Now, what if the ETS date is less than 2 years? Well, what you're going to need is a simple letter of explanation stating that you plan on re-enlisting. Now, this should be sufficient for the underwriter. However, in some cases, this may require a little bit more detail and a letter from your commanding officer or personnel department stating eligibility for the applicant to re-enlist. Now, an example of being eligible or not being eligible to re-enlist could be like a medical discharge. And the general rule for a veteran who enlisted after 1980 is a 2-year minimum requirement, or 90 days or more during wartime, or 181 days during peacetime. Confused? Well, if you're in the military, we're speaking the same language, right? Give us a thumbs up and hit the like button. You can also prove eligibility with a DD-214. And you must have less than, of course, no less than an honorable discharge. Members of the National Guard or the reserves have to complete a full term, which is going to be considered 6 years, or also have that 90 days of active duty during wartime, aka Title 10 from the President or Title 32 from the state's governor authorizing mobilization. Now, here's an important fact. The 90 days of active duty does not include basic training, and I get asked this all the time. There's also eligibility for a surviving spouse of a veteran, and I think this deserves a separate video so the explanation is crystal clear and doesn't already get lost in this already seemingly confusing information. So be sure to check out that separate video on benefits for surviving spouse. So it might seem like a lot of these rules, there are a lot of rules, and it might be confusing, for lenders lacking experience with VA financing. There is a sure and easier way to know if you're entitled for or eligible to use the home loan guarantee benefit. And that's simply to obtain a certificate of eligibility, more commonly known sometimes, I guess, as a COE. This can actually be requested from the lender through Webligy in the VA's information portal. The veteran's name and social security number are the only items that are required to request a certificate of eligibility. And also, when the veteran is discharged from active duty, a DD-214 and COE, or certificate of eligibility, are typically issued during this time. So what is a certificate of eligibility? It determines the type of eligibility and should show any income received through VA disability. Here's an important fact. Any amount of income received for a VA service-connected disability will result in an exemption of the VA funding fee. Now, we're going to cover the VA funding fee, what it is and why it's included, and who has to pay for it in our next video, where I take you through the qualifying process for VA financing. So be sure to check out that playlist, because that video will include a pro tip that can save you and your lender or the bank from an error that could cost your bank thousands. So remember, the COE is only proof that you're entitled to use VA benefits. To qualify for financing, the veteran must also meet credit standards and income standards, set by that lender. So you can actually look at qualifying as a quick two-step process. One, determining the eligibility, and for qualifying for the loan itself. Now, once eligibility has been determined, the qualifying process is very similar to conventional and FHA financing. So at this point in the process, and to be able to move on to the next steps, which is the pre-approval process, here's what you should have. You should have the COE, 1 or 2 years of W-2s depending on the applicant, pay stubs covering 30 days, and if you receive any other types of income such as retirement from DFAS or the Office of Personnel Management, aka the Office of the OPM, maybe a VA Disability Awards letter. This is not something I typically ask for, because I mentioned earlier, any kind of income from a service-connected disability is going to show up on that COE, and possibly 2 months of bank statements to verify the earnest money, and of course for any closing costs that you're responsible for at the time of closing. So once you've determined the eligibility, it's time to move on to the next steps of the process on how to get pre-approved for a VA loan. So be sure to check that video out. Now, if you found some value in this video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It lets me know that I've helped you answer some of your questions about VA eligibility, and subscribe to our channel. Big shout out to my cousin and U.S. Army veteran Willie and my goddaughter Gracie. Thanks for watching.